All right. Well, thank you again for everyone um, for joining us here today. My name is Glenn Engelberg, and I am the Director of Admissions here at William Peace University. And we are really excited to go ahead and have you here today uh, as well. If you don't mind, I'll just holding on 1 second, a quick technical thing I just want to take care of here, and then we will get everything started in just a moment. Give me one. All right, technical snafu resolved, right? Nothing we can't all do together. So thank you again for everyone for joining us here today. As I mentioned, my name is Glenn. I'm the Director of Admissions here at William Peace University, and I'm really excited for all of you to join us here today. Now I'm going to go ahead and just go over a couple quick ground rules for those of you here that have just recently joined us. So as you go ahead, we'll see in the top right-hand side, there'll be a quick gallery view that you can go ahead and change to myself or a different view in case you get a little bit sick of seeing and or hearing me. Go nuts with that. In addition to that too, if you don't mind, please go ahead and put yourselves on mute. We're going to have an opportunity to chat and connect with one another in the breakout rooms. And we'll go over a couple of things for chat features here in just a moment as well too. In addition to that, we are going to go ahead and I'm going to introduce my one of our fearless leaders here, Colleen Murphy, who is the Vice President of Enrollment Management and Marketing, to go ahead and help kick things off. And just briefly though, before I do, I just want to give a quick agenda, as I like to go ahead and kind of quote unquote set the table. And in case you're wondering if I'm a type A personality, all you have to do is look on the right-hand side and see the minutes next to each one that I estimated, and that should answer your question. I'm sorry. If you go ahead here, you'll go ahead and see that Dr. Ralph will have a Q&A here in just a moment, and then we will have we'll go ahead and have some introductions from our staff here and some fast facts and some good information, whether you are familiar with William Peace University or new, it should be helpful for you. In addition to that, we're going to go ahead and have some breakout rooms that we'll go over in a little bit, some spin the wheel prizes, some great gift cards with some fun stuff, and then we'll have a couple upcoming events to share in a toast, and that should be it. So we can go ahead and I'll hand it over to Colleen to say a few words and introduce Dr. Ralph.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Colleen Murphy. I'm the Vice President for Enrollment Management and Marketing here at William Peace University. As you all are aware, this has been a year of pivots and challenges for us. I can only imagine that it's been the same for you. I think that's why the admissions staff wanted to select a happy hour theme. We hope you will just sit back, relax, and learn a little bit more about a great university that you may or may not be familiar with, but hopefully you'll pick up a few things that you didn't know before. Dr. Ralph, our president, will be visiting with you next. And one of the things we would like to do is we've built just a little bit of time in for a few questions. So if you could please put any questions that you might have for him in the chat now or during his welcome, he will try to address those top few areas of interest for you. If we can't cover everything, we will follow up with answers to you after the event. You can see from a few things on the screen about Dr. Ralph's background. He's been here at William Peace University as our president for the last 5 years. He brings tremendous professional experience to us, and he has also been in the role of father to 3 daughters, 2 of whom are through the college search process and 1 who is going through it now. So he also brings a great personal perspective that is valuable for us all. His contributions to the university are many. A president who is known and loved by students. He has led a dynamic strategic plan for the last 3 years, and he's also been a steady and encouraging leader during this year of the pandemic. It's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Brian Ralph.
Thank you, Colleen, and welcome to all of you. It is so great that you're taking time out of your day to join us today. As Colleen mentioned, I had the privilege of being able to assume the seat in August of 2015. And prior to that, I served as Vice President for Enrollment Management and Marketing at Queen's University in Charlotte for 12.5 years. And I suspect that I had the chance to meet many of you either through the NCICU counselor tour or visits to campus there in my role as the Chief Enrollment Officer. Here at William Peace University, we have a bold future. I'm really excited that you're going to get to learn a little bit about that today. But certainly before I dive into that, I really would like just to take a moment to talk about the moment in which we're operating. Obviously, COVID has been just an incredible challenge for all of us. And I know many of you are juggling next to impossible situations. And I first want to just share a little bit about really how proud I am of our institution and how well we have managed through the pandemic thus far. We pivoted online last March, just like everybody else, and our faculty and staff really just did some extraordinary work to help us move to online instruction for the remainder of the spring semester. And frankly, our students really were very agile and adapted well to that change. As we moved throughout the summer, we had a goal of having an in-person fall semester this past fall, but we prepared for fully online and fully in-person experience, not knowing what was going to happen with the virus. Very, very fortunately, we had a very successful fall semester. That was in large part because we had a lot of protocols in place, everything from UV treatment systems and HVAC areas to obviously distancing, masks throughout campus, both inside and outside. And we had more than 50% of our beds were singles this year. But I must say that the credit largely goes to the people of this university. Our students really, really worked hard to follow all of our protocols. And of course, our faculty and staff did a great job of making that happen. So now as we've entered spring semester, we are also again in person, and we've added some additional regimens to campus this year. For spring semester, we required pre-entry testing before students, faculty, and staff were able to come back to campus. And we're now testing about 50% of our student body each and every week. And I'm pleased to share that all of this is working really well. We only have one active case on our campus right now, and we've only had a total of 4 active cases for this semester so far, which of course is really extraordinary. And again, I give a lot of credit to our faculty and staff. So where is William Peace University headed? And I want to just give you a little glimpse at that. And as Colleen mentioned, certainly encourage you to throw some questions in the chat window should you like to do that. So first thing I think it's important for you to know is that we combine classroom learning with professional real-world experiences to provide every student with a dynamic hands-on opportunity so that they're ready for an ever-changing market. And so you're going to hear a lot about our approach to experiential learning. We call it immersive learning. And what that really means is that we want every educational experience that students have to really be experienced by them in as many different ways as possible. And so that can be through internships, it can be through group projects, it can be through presentations, collaborations, both on and off campus, but really critical, we believe, to the learning experience. One of the easiest ways to identify immersive learning is what it's not. So we tell students all the time that if they want to sit in a large lecture hall or behind a laptop screen for most of their 4 years, we are probably not a very good choice for them because we really believe in an engaged approach to learning where students really get stretched and challenged through good, close relationships with faculty. And all of our graduates, almost all of them, have at least one internship by the time they walk across the stage. And in fact, we're so passionate about immersive learning that it's actually one of our essay questions in our application for admission, because we want students to be thinking about what immersive learning is going to mean to them right from the very, very start, so that they know what they're pursuing when they apply to William Peace University. Now, the next benefit, of course, we have is where we're located in this amazing city of Raleigh. And so we immerse our students in the professional, cultural, academic, and social opportunities that Raleigh provides. So it gives them a broad worldview so that they're prepared to work, live, and have fun in a very diverse world. I like to joke that we have a 90,000-acre campus, which of course we don't, but we call it Raleigh, North Carolina. And our students get to enjoy all of the things that Raleigh can bring as part of their educational experience while still being on this great bucolic campus right at the north end of downtown. And because we are in Raleigh, we have the amazing opportunity to create incredible partnerships with organizations and companies from all over the region. That way our students get the best experiences and opportunities possible. We have agreements right now that include scholarships with the YMCA of the Triangle and District C, and those are just a couple organizations with whom we partner. We have relationships with over 100 different companies and organizations to host internships, be guest speakers on our campus, and also create learning opportunities for our students, including off-campus service opportunities. And one of the things I'm most proud of our university is that we meet students right where they are, and then we help them get where they want to go. We push them to do better so that they're going to have skills and confidence to meet any opportunity and face every challenge. And that in large part is because of our faculty and staff. They have a passion to truly get to know each student and push them and support them. And I'm a big believer in the challenge and support continuum because students have to be able to move back and forth along that continuum. And our graduate school success rate speaks volumes about what kind of challenges we provide to our students. They have great opportunities getting into terrific graduate programs, whether it's at Duke or Chapel Hill or Elon or American or Johns Hopkins, really some terrific opportunities. And that is coupled beautifully with how well our students are prepared to go straight into the workforce. Over the last 3 years, 96% of our graduates have been employed and or in graduate school within 1 year of finishing here at the university. So I'm very excited about where we're headed, and I'm confident that all of you have some students that would be a great fit for our university. We are an institution that is on the move. We've been adding a lot of new programs and exciting opportunities for students. Just in the last few years, we've added 13 new majors, 6 new athletic teams, and 10 new faculty positions. In fact, you are the first group external to the university to learn that we are adding 3 new majors this fall. And we haven't even announced this publicly yet, but it will be coming out soon. We're adding interactive design, human resource management, and esports and gaming administration. 3 really exciting programs that I'm confident you're going to have students pursuing. We are very strategic in adding relevant experiential degree programs, and at the same time, and importantly, teaching students to learn how to learn so that they are able to grow and develop as professionals long after they're launched from our beautiful campus here in Raleigh. In closing, as Colleen mentioned, I do have the privilege of being a dad of 3 daughters, 2 of whom are in college, and my youngest is a senior in high school. I do not envy any of you and the challenge that you're having right now, providing guidance to this class of seniors as they are conducting a college search like on any other. I've watched my own daughter have to challenge herself to overcome exhaustion and Zoom fatigue to really make sure that she takes this college search process seriously. And of course, many of you were helping students meet all those January 1 or January 15th deadlines. And I just commend you for the incredible work that you've had to do. I also am aware that you are probably stressed, you're probably feeling overwhelmed as you are navigating this as well. And so I want to, on behalf of the university and the admissions team, offer whatever help we can provide to you to support your students in finding the right fit. If we can be helpful in financial aid nights or doing any sort of application workshops, please don't hesitate to ask us to do that. We are here to support your efforts. We know that not every student is a good fit for our university, but we believe so much in the power of higher education. We want to be a resource and service to all of you. Now, we know that you have talented students right now, and based on stats and all the data that we're seeing, who've not yet even applied to college. And of course, that's not uncommon, but we're hearing that those numbers are higher than in any other time in our history. Please know that we are a rolling admission institution, and we're here to help your students whenever they're ready to take that next step. I'm confident that by the end of our program today that you're going to learn a lot more about this great institution and university, and importantly, probably have a couple names of students that pop into your mind that might be a great fit for us. So I want to thank you for all the work that you do to advance the opportunities for your students and for taking time to visit with us today. And I'd be happy to take any questions if you want to drop some in the chat window, and I'll just wait a few minutes to see what kind of questions pop up, and then I'll address those as we go along. Thanks again for joining us, and I'll just wait 1 moment or 2.
And thank you so much for that, Dr. Ralph, as well. So everyone, you can go ahead and we'll, as you mentioned, wait a moment or 2 to put a couple questions in the chat, and please don't be shy as well. So we're happy to help out any way we can.
Bro, you get the award for the first question, so I'll go ahead and tackle that while other people are typing in there. So Residence Hall Live has changed quite a bit. We created a lot of extra spaces this year for students to have single rooms if they wanted them. Interestingly enough, we had a lot of students who did not want single rooms, that wanted a roommate, but those who wanted to have single rooms were able to meet that need almost across the board. So this year, unlike very many of our other years, we had over 50% of our students in single rooms. One of the huge advantages we have here are our residential facilities. We are almost entirely a suite style or apartment style campus. We do have some traditional rooms, but very, very limited number, but the rest are 2 rooms that are joined with a bathroom in the center. And so our very design, frankly, helped us with some of the management of the COVID issues. The 3 new majors, I think Kasha already threw them into the chat window there. So interactive design, esports and gaming administration, and human resource management. You may be aware that we have a very strong communication and simulation and game design program. And so interactive design, which of course is UX and web type work, and then the esports and gaming administration, building on our strength of simulation and game design, were 2 very natural majors to add for us. Oh yeah, Kasha, thank you for bringing that up. We also have a new minor in American Ethnic Studies that's starting this fall. You'll get a chance to meet Kasha a little bit later. She's one of our rock stars here.
Great.
Good question, Kim. So we actually have gone test optional this past year and will remain test optional going forward. We really believe that our best students are the ones who can demonstrate their ability to be successful here with or without test scores. And so we believe in a completely 100% holistic approach to how we evaluate students and their ability to be successful here. And so we adopted that policy this past year and we'll retain that going forward.
All right, great. Why don't we wait another moment to see if there's one more question, and then we will move on to the next portion over here. And just while we are waiting too, I can tell you actually on the admissions team, we met with Roger, who's the head of our simulation game design department, and there's some really fascinating things about the field that are coming up, or that I know that we're going to learn a lot more about, and just excited to see all the different areas, especially in Raleigh, and just the developing, variables in different ways that the degree can be applied. It's really exciting. So it's going to be, we're really excited about that. And the other ones too, of course, that we have here. So, all right, great. Well, it looks like, I guess that's about it for now, but well, of course, Dr. L, thank you so much for joining us here today. We greatly appreciate it. And right now, we will go ahead and introduce some of the admission staff and a couple other staff members here. So thank you again, Dr. Ralph. We appreciate it. All right, and as far as a couple of staff members that we have over here that we will introduce, you have already heard from, well, I guess one slide too quick there. You've already heard from myself, but Ashley, if you want to go next, I'm sure.
Sure. So hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Murray. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions here at William Peace. I work mostly with our transfer students and then also our out-of-state freshman students. So maybe not with you all quite as much, but happy always to answer any questions or assist in any way that I can. And I'm just really looking forward to having you all learn a little bit more about all the things that William Peace can really offer your students.
All right, and then next, we believe we have Ryan here. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. Thanks so much, Glenn, and thank you all for joining us today. My name is Ryan Killay. I'm a senior admissions recruiter here, and I work with primarily the recruited student athletes, but I also help out with our mountain territories as well. So if you have any student that's interested in playing a sport, I'd be happy to help them connect with a coach or something like that. So feel free to let me know what I can do to help out.
All right, and then next here, Grace, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Okay. Hi, my name is Grace. I am one of the admissions recruiters here at Peace. I'm fairly, well, I guess not. I can't really say I'm fairly new anymore. I've been here for about 5 months now. And I work with our backyard territories. So Wake County and a lot of the surrounding close areas to us. So I'm really looking forward to connecting with any of your students if you are from that area, working with them and helping them learn a little bit more about Peace.
Wonderful. And David, if you want to go next, then we can have Ansley quickly introduce herself.
Absolutely. So my name is David, and I'm the newest admissions counselor here. I've been here a month, so very, very new. But I'm excited to be here, and I'm also working with our backyard area, work along with Grace. So I look forward to really connect with you and hopefully help you in whatever way you need.
Wonderful. And then last but certainly not least, in terms of the admissions counselors here, Ansley, do you want to quickly introduce yourself and the territories that you work with?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ansley Hicks. I've been here a little over 3 years, and my territory currently is the eastern part of North Carolina, the coastline, as well as the southeastern part of North Carolina. I've probably worked with several of you guys on here, so thank you for coming to our happy hour.
No, thank you, Ansley, as well. And before we actually have a couple of our other colleagues here join us, want to just might as well, since I have the slide here, quickly introduce Dr. Chris Gorn and Kasha. We'll go ahead and introduce themselves as well, but there's such beautiful headshots here. I had to at least go ahead and show them. I wouldn't be doing justice to Chris, Kasha, or the audience otherwise. So that, yeah, if you want to go ahead, introduce yourself, Chris, and then Kasha.
Hi, sure. I'm Chris Bourne. I'm the director of immersive learning. And just to give you a little bit of background, like as Dr. Ralph noted, immersive learning is the research-driven teaching philosophy that permeates all of our courses. And so it focuses on these high impact practices like mentorship, student research, collaboration, study away, offsite experiences, expert professional feedback, and facing all these real world problems and scenarios, among other things. And then our internship program that all of our students go through. So the goal of this is to challenge students, not just to learn things, like not just passively receive information, but to apply their knowledge and apply their skills, like in these tangible ways out of the world. And so our goal, is to develop these leaders, critical thinkers, creative problem solvers who embrace innovation and collaboration to contribute addressing these challenges of tomorrow, something like Dr. Ralph talked about. Developing leaders, we prepare them for these lofty goals through the inclusion of these kinds of experiences. And it's our distinctive approach to teaching. It's across all of our campuses, all of our courses. From the moment you step on campus, from your first year, you're engaging in this immersive learning style. All of our faculty are trained in developing exercises and experiences and this kind of learning. And so my role then is to work with faculty and our business, government, and community partners to design these experiences and implement them in the courses. So that's my role. But we also have the Center for Immersive Learning, which includes technology lending, iPads, 360-degree cameras. We have GoPro cameras, some things for simulation and game design. So all of these things, technology, just Chromebooks. If you want to come in and check out a Chromebook, we have technology lending. We have peer tutoring in here, Kasha could talk about, but also these collaboration spaces in the new Center for Immersive Learning that opened up. They're just a year old. But really, it's just an incredible space and a collaboratory teaching space. But this teaching philosophy, it really does. It permeates everything we do across campus. All of our faculty engage in this kind of teaching that all the research shows has an incredible impact on student outcomes. So if you have any questions about or direct any parents or students my direction, please do. So.
And clearly, Chris is not enthusiastic at all about immersive
right.
as well. So. No, but I definitely, all our faculty, I can tell you, share that same enthusiasm, which is one of the things I know that makes this place so special. Kasha, we'd love for you to say a few words too.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. My name is Kasha Klein-Gors. I am the Director of Advising Services here at Peace. And first off, wanted to say thank you and welcome I actually started off my career in higher education in the admissions field, did many travel seasons, visited many high schools, did lots of fairs. So I recognize, the important role that you all play in this process and in students' lives and their future. So thank you for that. Just to kind of give you a little overview of what advising and student support looks like here. Academic advising falls within our Center for Student Success, as Dr. Bourne mentioned, which is strategically housed in our library right next to the Center for Immersive Learning. So we share this great space up here on the second floor of the library. And the three areas within the CSS, as we call it, are academic advising, academic support and peer tutoring, and then the first year experience and retention initiatives. And so there's very much an intentional focus and dedication to student support here, both in and out of the classroom. And I think one of the things that I found to be very unique here is having this professional and faculty advising model. At a lot of small schools, they have faculty advisors who are also very important people, don't get me wrong, but having a professional advising staff to complement that is really a good way to support students with all kinds of things that they're dealing with. So we have professional advising and first year advising, and then when students declare a major, they'll go in with a faculty member in their discipline who's an expert in the field. So I really like our advising model here. And as you all know, a lot of people think academic advising is just course scheduling, kind of like they think counseling is just one thing, but that's actually just a small part of our role because of how involved we are in the student experience and in the support of our students. So we have advising linked to our first year seminar, which is also a nice way to make sure that we are giving the best support possible to our first year students in particular, and then beyond. One of the things also that I'm really proud of all of our advisors across campus is consistently we score really high on our student satisfaction inventory, which is just one piece of data, but it really speaks to how important they think advising is and how pleased they are with their advising experience because of the efforts that all of our faculty and staff put into that experience. The last thing I'll mention is the blending of career and major. We are really intentional about making sure that students understand how their college experience and their past experiences fit in with their future trajectory. So your major doesn't have to be your future career, but it's all blended into your own experience. And so we talk with students a lot about that and have really good relationships between our Career Design Center and academic advising. And that's all part of the student experience. So I'm happy to answer any questions about student support and student success.
All right, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Kasha and Chris, for all that great knowledge there and some of that helpful information. And now, before we go ahead and have the breakout rooms, which we'll have here in just a couple minutes, we're going to have our Assistant Director of Admissions, Ashley Murray, just go over a couple quick items about William Peace University that should be helpful for anyone who's either familiar with it or even those that maybe aren't as much as well. So, Ashley, why don't you take it away?
Sure. So obviously some of you are familiar faces and you've been to some of our previous events, and some of you are new and may not know a ton about William Peace and who we are. So we wanted to give you just a little bit of background information and hopefully some new facts as well for those of you who have even joined us previously. A couple of quick ones of note. Obviously, we're ranked very highly for best college locations. Raleigh is an amazing area. As Dr. Ralph mentioned, it really has become part of an extended campus here for us. We're also ranked number 6 for best undergraduate teaching in the South, which I think really does speak to just the focus and the passion on teaching that our faculty members have, that you've already seen a little bit just in who you've heard speak so far. And really goes to show just how dedicated we are to really creating a mentorship community on campus amongst the students, amongst faculty and staff members, and just how available and supportive they truly are of our students here. We are also ranked number 1 for best game design college in North Carolina. This, of course, is one of our more unique majors that's particular to William Peace. and a really growing industry now. But the PDF that we mailed, and I believe we also mailed a hard copy to you in your packages that references a bunch of other quick facts about us, that lists the full 30 majors and minors that we have to offer our students. And then of course, there's the 3 new majors that we've just announced. And as a reminder, those were interactive design, the esports, and gaming administration, and then the human resource majors, which has been really exciting. And again, I really do want to echo that same statistic that Dr. Ralph touched on, which I think goes to show that we're dedicated not only to preparing the students in the classroom, but using that experiential learning that Dr. Bourne talked about, really also focused on preparing them for life beyond the classroom. And I think that really shows in that 96% rate of our students that are employed or in graduate school quickly after graduating from William Peace. So we in admissions love to talk about how you really do get the best of both worlds with William Peace, and that's in a number of different ways. First, we are, for a private liberal arts institution, really uniquely diverse in our student body and on our campus. And diversity and inclusivity is something that's extraordinarily important to us and is actually one of the key pillars of our strategic plan. So something that we're always looking to further and to improve even whenever possible. So we also want to make sure then that that type of learning, that private liberal arts education and the quality that comes with that is also attainable and affordable for our students as well. And that's something we're actually going to talk a little bit more about in just a moment. And last, of course, you really do have this lovely, picturesque, beautiful campus with this wonderful tight community of students and staff and faculty that are working all together. But you are put right in the middle of downtown Raleigh, and that allows our students to have access to all the things that a larger city like that has to offer, whether that's restaurants, concerts, museums, and cultural events. And then beyond that, things like internships and corporations that are in the area and the career, prospects that these students have when they leave, and the partnerships that we've been able to develop through those types of relationships, as mentioned previously, and how much that really does benefit our students. So affordability is always a big question for our students, of course, and it's something that we are very much dedicated to making sure that we are affordable and attainable to any student who wants to come here in whatever way that we can be. I think a lot of students hear private institution and they immediately think expensive, and it's that difference of sticker price versus what you end up really paying out of pocket. And almost 100% of our students receive some form of financial support. So again, we really are dedicated to making that cost as attainable as we possibly can. And that comes in a number of different ways. We have academic merit scholarships that are available for our students. Those go up to $16,000. There's also leadership and service scholarships that are available in varying amounts to students. And then there's need-based financial aid on top of that, and additional scholarships and grants. So really, students are able to really put quite a bit towards that sticker price and keep it down and make it very comparable to other schools in our area. We also try to make sure that our admissions process is as simple and attainable as possible as well. So we have rolling admissions, as mentioned, which means that there are no hard deadlines for students to have to worry about. We will work with them. The counselors are fantastic at creating and building those one-on-one relationships with the students and working with them over a long period of time. They really do develop relationships with these students and try to walk them through it as much as they possibly can, so they get as much support as they possibly need throughout that process, which is so important, especially for our first generation students that are coming here. We have a couple of different options for application pathways. If students want to submit their test scores, they absolutely can still do that, but we do have a test optional pathway for students to utilize as well. And because we have rolling admissions, we're constantly reviewing admissions files. So generally our turnaround is really quick. They will typically get their decision within about 2 weeks. And when they get their acceptance letter, they get that academic merit scholarship that I mentioned previously right along with it. So they're already starting to get a preview of what kind of financial aid is going to be available to them. We also really pride ourselves on our holistic approach to reviewing students' files. We want to acknowledge that students really are more than a set of numbers on a piece of paper. They're a whole person with a lot of different strengths and things that they're bringing to the table. They volunteer, they're involved in their community, they're participating in sports and in leadership positions. Maybe they're working a lot after school, and all of these things create strengths and things that they can bring to the community here at William Peace. And we really want to make sure that we're acknowledging all of those things and looking at them as a whole person. That's something that's really important to us.
All right, so just a couple quick things I wanted to go ahead and share with you all too. So one being the upcoming events that we do have here. So with them, we have 3 great ones coming up in the next couple of days here. We have our first gen webinar on February 10th. And actually, many of you may not know, but for a private liberal arts school, we have a very, very strong first gen population that we're really proud of. And I know for a lot of first gen students, there could be a few things about school that that are maybe a little newer to them, depending on their group of friends, if some other family members maybe have not attended university. So that's the first of a 3-part series we're really excited to have. Also, we are having instant decision days coming up later this week and next week, where we will be doing instant decisions with merit scholarships, as well as admissions decisions. And you can go ahead and register as well, or your students can for those. And also, we will have our Peace Preview. Sorry, the screen is acting up. Our Peace Preview Ambassador Takeover here. We're really excited about this one. It's going to be an exclusive kind of live tour that one of our ambassadors will do to go over a few different unique spots here on campus and go over some really great information. And I believe, as Ashley mentioned this as well too, we will, I'll go ahead and send an email out to everyone here a little later with that PDF that has those hyperlinked events. It's really easy to share, and it's something that will be great, hopefully, for a lot of your students to check out as well. Okay, with a couple other things that we have here too coming up, and these are just things that we have in general. So every week we have in-person and virtual tours, and I did highlight in-person tours. I know that can be rare for some, but we're really excited. We have a lot of safety protocols and measures that we have taken here to make it a safe and comfortable experience, but still one where students can get more of an intimate look at WPU, and they are in smaller groups, but we have usually several tours every day here, including some large group virtual group tours too, in case you had a class in particular that wanted to check it out as a group. We'd be happy to set that up, or as any of our admissions counselors, we'll be happy to tell you a personal session where they can go ahead and give whether it's a quick info session for a group of your class there, or if there's some that have a major, let's say like, I don't know, SGD, or that are more STEM or tech, we can do something like that as well. But they'll be happy to connect here with you for that. So, and before I just wanted to say, we'll go back to the screen in a second, but in case you wanted it, these are the emails of all our counselors here, and I'll go ahead and share this information with everyone as well too for that.